You see it, guys. You see it. All right. Wave the white flag. 20-minute truce here. We've got HRE versus HRE on Warring Islands. And it is going to be Cypher versus Guz. Now, this should be exciting because there's tech boom potential on both sides. What I haven't seen so far is if there's any sort of rush potential from HRE. It's always about this tech boom. So more or less, this is kind of like, this is an ego stroking thing, right? Who's better at tech booming? And we're going to find out between Cypher and Guz, two decorated and very capable StarCraft pro players. Now, first thing I'm going to actually want to monitor is these spawn points. Did anyone get a slight edge? Oh, no! That's so dirty! Guz got done dirty. Guz 100% got done dirty. Look at it. I mean, he could easily put an Archon Chapel here, so it's not the end of the world, but it's so far away from his TC, this will matter for a tech boom and timing. Cypher right now has such a filthy spawn point, right? Woodline immediately here. Gold Vein here. The only mistake I do see is I don't think there's actually enough space here to slot in an Archon Chapel, so it's going to be wonky to slide it in so that you get the wood line and the gold line like buffed, but he should be able to put it just here behind the lumber camp. So I think it'll be fine in that regard. And there we go. Straight away into the docks. Basically the same time. Guz beat him to the punchline there. He did actually mine down this nearby tree. Meanwhile, Cypher was a bit delayed because he went for the lumber camp. So Guz just getting a slightly more efficient play for the moment. And then afterwards, he can easily just go ahead and build the lumber camp now. So already gathering food there. Scouts out what his island looks like. So he has got this double gold vein very close by, yes. But that does mean his Archon Chapel placement is going to be very wonky. If he wants to get full value there, he's going to have to slap it here. He cannot buff his wood lines if he chooses to go for the gold line, which you usually do buff when you're playing as HRE. One cool move he will have that I think could give him a quicker castle age timing than his opponent here, though, which is really sick to think about, is because the berry bush is here, because he slots an Archon Chapel here. We've seen that Guz is one of those players that likes to actually, even on Warring Island maps, pull a bunch of his people off of gold or off of wood onto food to tech boom towards tech free as quickly as possible. So I'm looking forward to seeing if that move actually occurs here. I 100% would be on board with it, and I do think it would be the right move if you end up Archon Chapeling here, which he's going to. Like, there's nowhere else that's valuable, right? Wood is great, but gold is better in this matchup, I think, in the early stages of the game. And yeah, scouts out from the Vili. So I think he's just planning to build a dock up here so he can just grab more of this food that's super close by. Because look how saturated the shoreline is. This is tight as. Like, what the hell? Same on both sides. It's kind of crazy when you think about how much shoreline fish is here in tight amounts on these islands. And it's really awkward when you're playing these matchups, right? Because you have to sacrifice some of this. It's something people don't consider, right? It's when you build the docks, it deletes them. And, you know, you are essentially giving up some of your food supplies here every time you do that. But you want to slot them along because obviously you don't want to have your fishes go too, your fish ships travel too far for their drop-off. So yeah, dock on the north side. And no mirror matchup move from Guz. So he's still on one dock right now, which is kind of interesting actually. Surprised he didn't go for a secondary. Might fix that soon though. Wood situation is a bit wonky, and that seems to be the logic behind it. I mean, if we look at the breakdown right now, Cypher has 9 people on wood, Guz has 4. That is quite the big difference. However, this does have an interesting ripple effect. Guz has the potential to tech up much sooner, and then potentially get military forces out to harass Cypher's eco before he has protection, right? I think that's the play Guz is going for. You can see actually he's about to hit the amount required for the Archon Chapel, and he already has a prelate at the ready. So, yeah, okay, he's supporting the wood line. So he says, screw it. Gold can be what gold is. 9 people on gold's not bad. Long term, this works out kind of better because it does mean he'll get crap tons of wood for you know, naval presence. And then in terms of gold, the Regnitz Cathedral can deliver some later on anyway. And right now, like, wood is going to be his limiting factor, right? And when you think about the cost of a lot of these things, like, there's a lot more wood involved in pretty much anything you want to build here, right? Like, demo ship, it's half the gold compared to the wood cost. Hulk, almost even, but still more wood. And then galleys are even Stevens. But I think the big difference is demo ships, because we're probably looking at a castle age timing, right? For serious naval warfare here, as both of these should eco boom. So Cypher really actually super far behind here. I'm not a big fan of what he's doing here, which is lagging behind and staying in the fuel age this long. That should change in a sec, though. Like, actually, he's kind of synced this up beautifully to get the gold he required and the food at the same time. So Fisher Ship, he needs one more to drop off. It's going to take a little bit of time, but there you go. We'll start building it. Where is he building it? There we go. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. The Archon Chapel behind the lumber camp gives you just enough range to clip onto the gold vein mine. So you're going to buff these workers here and the wood line as well. And it's filthy. And look, he knows he's behind. He has to feel like he's behind, right? Like, he invested more heavily into his eco, and he'll see it in a sec, but he already reacted preemptively and put 11 people on building this. Compare it over here, because most of his people were on gold, Gus wasn't able to run these people over to the Archon Chapel construction. That being said, look what he does. We talked about this before, right? Straight away slaps people on food. Whereas most of the time when we're seeing HRE players in these boom situations, they don't actually grab extra food. They stick their people back on the wood line. So it looks to me like Guz doesn't really want to get frisky or aggressive until tech-free. Kind of a missed opportunity. I think he could have potentially been pushing across the map. The problem is, and I think the limitation that he identifies, is Guz only has one dock. So how is he going to get a sizable force that chokes out his opponent? Because remember, yeah, you might get the first naval unit out for combat and get it across the map, but by the time it arrives in the enemy's base, if they have more than one dock, they're probably producing 2 archer ships to counter your 1, and they get repaired as well. So respectable move there. Is now going for the extended lines, just trying to amp up the fishing rate. Really needs a second dock, but I don't think he's going to bother until he's got that tech up. And you can see the commitment, right? The food's almost gathered. The gold is almost ready. Guz is going to go immediately into Regnit's Cathedral. Meanwhile, Cypher lagging behind a bit. But if we look at the breakdown right now, I think Cypher's slightly... Ooh, yeah, he's only slightly behind. But that difference will matter. I think that should give Guz about a minute's advantage on the Regnit's Cathedral. And there it is, being built right now. 6.5 minutes. Is he going to beat his previous record? I don't think so, mainly because he doesn't commit as many workers as last time. Still, 9 is quite a lot. He's almost at 3 times the build speed. The Cypher, yeah. Just about to get enough. Oh, he needs no food. See, he also went in the gathering. Yeah, so he's done the same thing that Guz done. Almost the same amount of workers, but because he lagged behind and stayed in Tech 1 a little bit longer, this has been the difference. That being said, now starts to build his own cathedral. Guz. Over halfway done now. Oh, this is going to be a pretty spicy timing. 7 minutes and 33 seconds was the best last time, I think. He could have committed more workers and made this a genuine, true 7-minute boom timing on the Cathedral. But this is still a really, really good timing. And his opponent... I think, actually, if Guz got a better spawn on this island, this is a pre-7-minute Cathedral. And that would have been insane. But instead... does 38 minutes. He's at it again. Meanwhile, his opponent, he's going to be lagging behind by about a minute here. Of course, he did eke out the eco advantage on water as he has 16 fishing ships compared to Guz's 8. And this is where Guz is going to be hurt in that regards. Especially if they think just go Imp Age instead of just Castle Age, right? If they just rush into an Imp Age situation, Cypher is ready. Much better off prep to get there than Guz is. There you go. Another tech up timing. So we got our 2. 8 minutes, 5 seconds, so about half a minute behind. Now he can begin to get present on the water. He actually, in terms of wood lines, I think they are about even. Guz should be ahead. Yeah, 19 compared to 13. So Guz ramped up into wood now, has banked his first relic. Meanwhile, his opponent, Cypher, has he even grabbed it yet? I think he has. Yes, he's walking it back now. So once again, expected to be a little bit behind that regard. Of course, he did build a second prelate. I think both of them did, actually. Please tell me both of them did. And did he? Okay, yeah, he did. I was worried for a second because I was like, Guz has more justification to build a second prelate because of where his gold line is, right? What I would actually love to see from Guz is just a transport ship. A transport ship and just get straight across on the islands. Like, he scouted this out. He sees where one of the relics are, right? It's so valuable to do this, especially when you're talking about HRE matchup where both people go on Regnit's Cathedral, because they always go Cathedral, right? There's only a maximum of 3 you can store in this, but the difference, of course, is an extra 300 gold per minute for one player, because, of course, there's only 5 relics on 1v1 maps. And demo ships already out for Cypher. Wrapping them around the top. Meanwhile, the Hulk has been built for Guz. One demo ship wouldn't do him in, but it would get a hit because of the rate of fire. That being said, Hulk now being built. Yeah, so, okay. Cypher will lose 1 or 2 fishing ships. Guz might get caught off on the demo ship wrap around in the center when he retreats from the Hulk, but overall, should get some hits in. Yep, so 1 fishing ship. Oh, doesn't mean to change targets there. Whoopsie daisy. So we'll get rid of one of these. will sink a second one. You need to really get out of here soon, though. He could actually park right between two of these ships and hit two. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do now. He's just too close at this point, and there you go. So he'll split it a bit. And he's going to sink pretty much the whole fleet. Even if the Hulk dies here, this is totally worth it. You're 100% fine with this as a trade. Because the damage you just done, in terms, like, how many Fisher ships is that? Like, he killed 7, 8. Yeah, it adds up to the cost of the Hulk. Also slowing down the eco, right? That's the difference. So it doesn't get the final one there. Still 3 up here. Make that 4. But he doesn't know about this northern fishing line, right? So if anything, this is simply just even things out. Because when we look at the fishing, it's up to 8 for Guz. Not that he has much use for food, right? It's just for villager production and tech up. But keep in mind, that means Cypher is going to still be able to hit a quicker imp age timing. And you can see it in the resources already. Especially considering that Guz continues to invest, now going for 2 Hulks here. And there's the double prelate pushing onto the island. Is there a mirror? No. Cypher's not doing the same. Big mistake here to not go for the center islands. Right? You don't know which island has 2, but you know there's 2 on one of these islands, right? Each player island has 1 relic. And then if there's 2 islands in the center, which I believe he scouted enough to know. No, he didn't! I mean, in fairness, when you get this generation, it usually is 2 islands in the center. But, like, still, to not play for these when you're playing as HRE is a huge loss. There you go. One's already been banked. Second one's going to be grabbed as, oh, no, the wolves, the wolves, the wolves. Not the old man. No. No, it's fine. He's fine. This Hulk's nearby. Animal cruelty incoming. Someone's about to phone PETA. No. I don't know, like, is there a PETA equivalent for old people? I don't know which one's going to have superiority here. But with all being said, 2 relics grabbed. He'll yoink these, and after that robbery, head back to base. And he can guard against any like attempt to get this one as well. Also, the other thing that you can do, and I really, really hope Guz does it now that he has a transport ship and 2 spare prelates, he 100% should. He should go pick up that relic. Reason being, folks, really amazing thing you can do, you can drop those inside your docks. By doing so, you will get a 5% attack speed buff to your naval units. And I'm not. That ain't the kicker. The kicker is that it will still produce gold. You'll still grab gold at the same rate as a regular monastery. And although Regnix Cathedral is better, if you have 3 relics already, you're already capped there, right? So this is a really cool play I haven't seen done on like a macro level at the highest level yet, which is when you get into hyper late game, you've like capped your army, you've got thousands of extra surplus gold. What can actually be a cool move as an HRE player is you shift all your relics into docks, and you get like, well, if you got 3 relics, that's going to be 15% attack speed buff, which means in equal numbers, you're 100% trading out and winning. So moving on the center island with villages as well. No, just village. Okay, so no prelate. Bit of a mistake there. Oh, the boom ship. That is not good value. It only got 1 of the fishing vessels. That was it. That being said, I don't think this expansion on the center island was spotted by Guz. So Cypher could try and TC. And judging by his resource count, I think that is the intention. He needs to save up more wood as it currently stands, though. I would 100% be for that. The Hulk army, though. Hello. Guz says, what are you doing here? Get the hell out of my neighborhood. So he knows about those fishing boats now. He's going for the center mass, though, and this is where the Hulk fleet is. At the moment, Guz does have the advantage on numbers as well. And he has surplus, so he can keep producing at a larger rate. Look, even more. Oh, my. What? How is Guz this far ahead? This is kind of nuts when you think about it. When you consider that Cypher started off with the advantage, I think this came down to Cypher's rebuilding of the fishing fleet, right? It stunted him a little bit in getting the Hulks. And look at this move forward. So stable on the center island. Prelates are here as well. They spot out the Villi. And now they can not only expand on this island, but they'll be able to get the relic. You see a barracks now going down from Cypher, but they can see this. They see it. And that one measly little Villi, he's surrounded on all sides. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. Meanwhile, in the center, Guz is going to lose these 3 Hulks as they are outnumbered. There's no way to escape either. He has to know that. Main fleet is still matching the number that Cypher has, however. Something to keep in mind. And he is building more Hulks, so really, advantage still sitting with Argaz right now. Cypher needs to find a solution. He needs to force a big battle with demo ships involved. I just don't think he's building them right now, right? No. And he's not teching up either. This is kind of weird. He did go for a secondary TC, an interesting play. We know Guz doesn't like second TCing his own island. The only time he second TCs is if he moves on to a new island, which is what he's doing. And he's going for the sacred sites as well, so he's going to force Cypher to be present on these islands, whether he likes it or lumps it. He will be able to get the barracks down, but remember, there's already a stable, which did get sniped out by the Hulk fleet from Cypher. However, this TC is going to be complete before you can get Rax units out. He's already waypointed, but it doesn't matter. You're not stopping this from being produced. And his prelate hasn't returned the relic yet. I would just love to see him build a dock and put it in the dock. It's 100% the play here. Meanwhile, Hulk on Hulk fleet. Still a number advantage for Guz. New one's trickling in for Cypher, but Guz is matching the pace. In fact, I think he's producing more. Yeah, he's going up to a 4th dock now. Sorry, 5th dock. That makes more sense on how he's got the number advantage. Meanwhile, I believe Cypher's up to 5. No, 4? Okay, I thought he put a second one in the north, but he did not. Could be one in the south, though. I would love to see him run a Villi down here, get more fishing lines. Barely anyone is patrolling the south side. All the action's in center and north side at the moment. Outpost construction attempted. Nobody close enough, though. And Villis are being exposed to the spears. The pointy sticks do hurt a little bit. But outpost wasn't completed. And that's all you can build on this island now. So Cypher can't really get anything additional on this island at the moment. And he realizes he's outnumbered on the Hulk fleet, which is why he's backing up. On home territory, you should have the advantage because, of course, you have repairs plus you're producing new ones. But I think for Guz, the play here is just to line this island with docks so you have passive repair and you also have a replenishment point on the front. That would actually be the smart move, and we'll see if he actually does it. In the meantime, Guz, did you actually bank that relic? Relic. I don't see it. He banked this. Oh, he banked it in the outpost. Okay, so this is kind of a weird one. The reason you do this is when you garrison relics in buildings, you can see what it does, where the weapon range, the damage increase. This works with keeps as well, so you can actually buff a keep. I 100% would have been with the alternate play, which would have been to have buffed your attack speed, right? I think it matters less when you're using Hulks, in fairness, because remember, Hulks, like, 5% isn't going to change much, because the way you use Hulks anyway is you pivot left to right, you turn your gun so you get a higher rate of fire. Whereas if you just turned one side and fired, you'd actually be firing less, even with a 5% boost. But really, the outpost is doing nothing, so I would have loved to have seen him just switcheroo it up, stick it in this 4 dock. That being said, Hulk count really good. Still no demo ship showing from either side. I would love to see Guz just sneak a demo ship around the south side. Keep going up on the south central island from Cypher. He wants to make sure no sacred victory pressure comes out. So, considering Guz is late to that island and he'll now see this, he'll have to back away. A little bit of a mistake. I feel like Guz could have been across here sooner. As soon as he cleaned up the enemy forces on the northern island, I would have loved to have seen him move forces to the south island. And if he had done that, he probably could have matched a keep timing, or at least forced a brawl with the villages that would have stopped it from being complete. And I think Guz is about to lose. Oh, that's 200 gold. Oh, that's a lot more than 200 gold, actually. I mean, that's 200 gold plus the 100 wood. Oh. Hulk fleet being pushed back. Looks like they might have got boomed by a demo ship, actually. So 14 on 14 right now. Advantage is Cypher. Guz is replenishing, though. Remember, 4 docks gives the repairs now. Would love to see him get his hands on the armored hull. Like, it's only 2 armor against these hard-hitting ballista shots of 100, right? But it could potentially make the difference. I mean, every little counts, right? And I think right now, in terms of your numbers, it's not slowing you down to do it. That being said, you're definitely starting to see a difference that we were maybe not expecting, which is Cypher starting to pull ahead eco-wise. This is more or less to do with what he's investing and where he's investing it, right? 82 eco compared to Guz at 72. This is the effect of the second TC, by the way. Yes, Guz got one up on the central island, but that was later. But as time goes on, this will pivot back towards Guz. Because keep in mind, Guz, he's got access to these gold veins in the center. His opponent now does, but this one, I think, is a little bit maybe harder to defend. I feel like Keep doesn't fully protect. And Guz is always parking his fleet in the center. And I think unless you start dock expanding here, I do give the edge to Guz in the next few minutes. In fact, yeah, just starts to build up more of the Hulks. So still no interest in Imp aging. Cypher is about to hit it, by the way. I think Cypher is so cozy with this situation. He won that Hulk fight, which puts him in a comfortable position to tech up, and he's about to get the required amount of food to do so. Then when he gets Imp age, he can go for Carracks and seize down the central island and just push Guz off completely. Really needs demo shit. I'm very, very shocked, surprised, and kind of disappointed that no one here is built into demo ships yet. I think if you sneak a few into your formation, you can actually get them close enough to seriously just cripple your opponent. Because keep in mind, right, so if you micro them alongside each other, they won't go into formation. If they don't go into formation, you have demo ships sitting amongst all these masts. And why that's so effective is hitboxes, right? We've already seen some people's complaints about how sometimes clicking can be weird. It's very, very difficult to click on a demo ship in the middle of a cluster of these Hulk ships. And if you push lines into lines there, you can easily just sink the entire navy. So, really shocked that hasn't been done. Elspat Palace has been spotted out, though. He imp-aged here. No! Not the play! Greedy play. Guz spots it out. The Hulk fleet is mispositioned to try and stop this as well and intervene. So Guz is going to push in with his fleet. And Guz, he hits his imp age timer first. And this Uzbek Palace, it might just be sniped down. You could just retreat and sink it here if you want to. It's going to sink at this rate anyway. Hulk on Hulk. This is so stupid to watch. The demo ships, though. The home field advantage. Guz now in full retreat. Cypher gets him. And this might have been worthwhile if Guz at least got rid of the Uzbek Palace, but he fails to do so. He loses his entire fleet. And Cypher, the sneaky demo ship, makes the world of difference. And there's nothing back in base right now. Guz, this is the other thing. Because Cypher sees that tech up, Cypher should feel comfortable to push forward, but he hesitates. He just wants to defend the Uzbek Palace. It's going to be a slow build-up, but he will reach Imp Age in the end. And now, what's the play? In mass demo ships, Guz is like, oh, screw this. All right, nah, fun. You know what? Throw my toys out the prams. Oh! Oh my god, like ships in the night. That demo ship, Cypher didn't spot that. If he'd actually detonated, that would be the entire boom fleet gone for Guz. He might still get it though. Oh, only 2. He doesn't have the radius to get them all. However, look at this from Guz. He's going to delay the imp age. Booms it, it's gone. And the TC! Oh my god. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of technology, as the explosives research just gave him that advantage. And that is wasted time, wasted gold, wasted food for Cypher. He doesn't have the food to get in page anymore. Demo ships in. Not getting at high value. Gets a few of the Hulk ships, sinks a few more. And that's most of the fleet gone. And remember, Cypher cannot match this. His explosive ships suck in comparison to the demo ships that Guz brings out, which is why he's just clicking the button on repeat. Every time he's just double-clicking, getting all those docks, and then hitting D, because D is the answer, baby. And remember, these demo ships move quicker than the Hulk ships. Almost half a tile quicker. And this demo ship should get close enough, some damage done. Another 2 Hulk ships take it free, mate that down. And Cypher, he's in a world of problems. I think he's now trying to tech up to Imp again. Or is that... No, that's just investing in... No, there we go. Okay. So Uzbek Palace back on his own island. That is the greed being punished right there. Cypher in trouble. Guz, he just continues it. It's never ending. And look at the dock line around this island. This is why you don't bank them for attack speed. Why do you need attack speed, guys? Demo ships don't have attack speed. They just have boom effect. Here they come. Chugga, chugga. Woo, woo. Double demo ship here. Could snipe out the fleet. Oh, he cancels the TC. Splits up. Nice. Keeps him alive. Remember, no extra explosive range. So Guz now has enough to get in here and snipe the Hulk fleet if Cypher isn't careful. Tech up finally achieved, but Cypher vastly delayed. Moving in. Sinks a ship. New demos coming out. Demo on demo. Does sink the dock as well, so decent value actually there for Guz in the end as he sinks a Hulk over here. What is this blast radius, by the way? The fight was here. The ship sunk here. Why? I'm going to call it now. I genuinely think explosives tech is getting nerfed in the first balance patch. There is no way they leave it at that 40%. Because it says 40% damage. It's actually 40% range, I think. It definitely feels like it's 40% range. And here they come again. So Cypher is able to get explosive tech now. He hasn't started to research it yet, though. This is a mistake. The only way you're going to counter the demo ships is if you get that research. Guz. More of these docks going up. TC being rebuilt on the island by Cypher. There's a lot of gold and stone here. Wants to get access to it. But Guz, eco advantage. I say military advantage as well right now. Unless, oh, the demo ship. It just sucks without the explosive tech. Booms in, gets the Hulk. I think Cypher's off the water because he's stuck in on both sides. Demo ship in, he sinks the fleet. And he's going to get the finish line. Oh, no. He calls it. Explosive tech power too strong. Oh, Guz, you really are the king of HRE.